Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lydia back at you with another video. Today's video is going to be a makeup get ready with me type of video or a tutorial. So yeah, I'm just going to show you a fall look to achieve a deep smoky eye fall look. So if you're interested in watching how I achieve this look, make sure you stay tuned. So I'm probably going to put a picture up on the look that I want to achieve, and yeah, we'll see if we can get this look here. Let's get started. So I usually start with my facial spray, the Mario Badescu skincare with aloe facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. This is one that I use the most. I'm just going to spray all over my face. Let that settle in. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my primer. I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip primer today. This is my OG primer. I absolutely love this primer. This gives you a little bit of hydration. Since we are getting into like the colder months, it's good to use a primer that hydrates your skin as well. So that is why I'm going for this one. Now that that's settled in, I'm going to be going with my foundations. I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Labs foundation. This is in the shade Deep 33, and I'm going to mix it with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and this is in the shade Spiced Rum. I'm using my e.l.f. powder brush. I usually just pump it in the brush, 1 to 2 small pumps, and I'm going to put the Pat McGrath. Try pumping it on the side because this one's a little watery. So, and I'm gonna spray it with my Charlotte Tilbury brush. Charlotte Tilbury spray. Let that marinate. I'm gonna be using my handheld mirror, so if you see me looking away, I'm looking in my mirror. I feel like this is a good mix because the Pat McGrath is a little bit red on me, and the Too Faced Born This Way is more on the golden side, so I feel like it's a good mixture. And it's usually the foundation I go for during the winter time anyway, because my skin gets a little lighter. So yeah. I'm gonna mix that all in, make sure I blend it out. Okay, so now that I have my foundation blended, I'm gonna go on with my cream blush. And I usually use the Patrick Ta Blush Duo, and this is how it looks. And this is in the shade She Knows Who She Is. And it's like a really beautiful berry. Actually, let me flip this up. Like a plum berry kind of shade. Really, really pretty. So I'm going to use my blush brush and just dab that on my cheekbones, and also dab it into the temples of my forehead. It just adds a little bit of color to the face, and also is just the base for the blush you're going to put on, the powder blush you're going to put on later. So, and yeah, it's also good to just put on your cream products before the powder products. Cream and liquid products before the powder products. So that's what I'm doing. Make sure you blend it out. You're not looking too crazy. I'm going to go on with concealer. The first concealer I'm going to use is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Amande. It's my Old Faithful. Love this concealer. I'm just going to put that in my T-zone area. Dab that in the inner corner of my eye. And also the outer corner. And then do the same thing on the other side. And on the corner, put it on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my cupid's bow area. Okay, and I'm going to blend that out. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out. I'm going to blend the concealer out with my Real Techniques concealer brush, and I'm going to spray it with the Charlotte Tilbury spray. Just get that a little damp before I apply. This gives it a more like seamless look, and it blends it a little bit better. And then I'll also go over it with the sponge as well, just to blend it even more. So after that, I'm gonna go in with my sponge to blend it out a little bit more. And then we will go on to the powder. No, we will go on to our second concealer. And then the next concealer I'm going to use, just to give it a little bit more brightness, is the Too Faced concealer, and this is in the shade Maple. So this is maybe a couple shades lighter, just to give it more brightness under the eye. I'm just going to put it under my eye. I'm going to use my sponge to do that, to blend it out. Already see the brightness? Yeah, it's giving a facelift. So it's giving facelift. I'll do the other side. Okay, so now that that's blended, I'm going to go in with my powder. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty powder, and this is in the shade Honey. And I'm gonna be using my Sephora's poof to set that in. Yeah, I put a lot, and then I tap it on the top of the powder, and then I also tap it on my hand because I don't want too much powder on my face. Even though a lot of powder ends up transferring anyway, but you don't want too much. So after I do that, I set the concealer. Also bring it down for my smile lines. And I do the same on the other side. I set the other side. And then I basically set everywhere that I put concealer. Under my nose, my forehead. And also my eyebrows. I want to set that before I put my eyebrows on. And also my eyelids as well. Set that before I put my eyeshadow on. I'm going to wipe the excess off with my Real Techniques brush, powder brush, the 201 powder brush. Wipe the excess off. So I'm gonna go on with my contour, powder contour. I'm using the One Size palette, the Contour Trio. And this is in the shades Pay No Mind, Serve, and Chocolate Covered. So I'm gonna use the top two on my forehead, on the perimeters of my forehead, and then I usually use these two to sculpt out my jaw. What's it called? Cheekbone line, jawbone line. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm using this old e.l.f. brush, contour brush, and that's what I'm gonna do. The perimeter of my forehead first. And this adds more dimension, or brings back dimension to your face. So it's good to contour. Some people do liquid contour or cream contour. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still using my powders. But one day I will graduate to that level, but I don't know. I'm just so used to powder, contour, and bronzers and all of that. So I'm not used to the liquids yet, but we will get there. So I'm just sculpting, contour my face, and then do the other side. I'm usually going with a smaller brush to contour my nose, or at least the bridge of my nose, the top of my nose. Just contour that a little bit. Right now that I have that blended out, I'm going to do my brows. I'm just going to comb them or brush them first. I'm going to use the Lip Bar brow pencil, and this is in the shade Black Brown. I'm going to use a little bit of that to draw my eyebrows. The other side. I'm trying to let my eyebrows grow, so if it looks a little unkept, that's why. I need these brows to grow naturally. Now fill them in with light strokes. This one's in a little block, which I don't like, but I usually brush them to give it a natural look before I put concealer under my brows. I'm going to use my handy dandy NYX concealer, and this is in the shade Nutmeg. And I'm just going to use my concealer brush. It's my e.l.f. concealer brush. I'm just going to dab some concealer on top and then go under each brow. And put some on my eyebrow to prep for the eyeshadow. I mean, not eyebrow, my eyelid to prep for the eyeshadow. And I will blend that all together. I'm gonna use my Morphe eyeshadow blending brush to blend the concealer out. Okay, so now that we've done the brows, I'm gonna quickly set that with my brow gel, Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel. I'm just gonna set that. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna go to the eyes. And smoky eye honestly doesn't require too much. So I'm probably going to be using these two palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to start off with my transition color. Before I do that, let me just put a little bit of powder, setting powder on my eyelids again. Set that concealer I just put. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Soft Glam palette first, and I will be using Sienna and Rustic, my transition colors. Let me try and move up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm putting that as my transition color. I'm gonna go in with this brown shade from the Jackie Aina palette, and this is the color Credit. That's what I'm going to use. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go in with my outer corner parts of my eyes, outer corner, inner corner with black. So that's what I'm gonna use Noir from the Soft Glam palette. I'm going to be using Noir, the black shade. Noir. I'm just going to use a little bit of that on the outer corners. Go in with the Credit shade in the Jackie Aina palette, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid, but I'm gonna focus on the middle first and work my way all over the lid. I'm using the Sephora large eyeshadow brush. I'm really just going to pack that on there and put it in the middle. And then blend it outward. You have to just make sure you keep blending until it looks like a seamless shade. Blending brush to blend all of these shades out. I'm using the Morphe M433 blending brush. just to blend, make sure everything blends in seamlessly, also with the transition color as well. It won't look too harsh. Okay, so now that the eyeshadow is done, I'm going to use this L'Oreal pencil to fill in my waterline. Okay, and then I'm going to put on my lashes. This is, I got these lashes from Amazon. I'll put the link down below for you to get them. Now I have the lashes on. I'm just gonna go over my face with the Charlotte Tilbury so everything can melt in before I start adding in more product. And the glue I used for my lashes is the Super Stronghold Eyelash Adhesive, and this is I Envy. And I just used tweezers to put it on, as you saw. So now that I've done my eyes, my face, I'm gonna go in with my Max Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm gonna go in with this powder, and this is in Dark Deep. And I'm just gonna put that on all over my face to bring, usually I go under the contour first and do that. And then I use my Real Techniques powder brush to go all over my face. And after that, I go back in with my Patrick Ta blush, but I'm going to use the powder at the bottom. And I'm using my blush brush. This is from e.l.f. So I'm just going to use that on the apples of my cheeks as well. And this will bring color back to the face. It's a deep plum color, you know, perfect for fall. Not too bright, but it's still very subtle, so that's why I like it. I go in back with the Credit shade from the eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna put that under my lower lash line. Give the look more dimension, more depth, more depth. I'm gonna go in and just put a little bit of color in the corner of my eye, just a little bit of gold. After that, I'm going to go in with my highlighter from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade Loose Change. Just put that on my cheeks. little razzle dazzle to the look. A little bit on the bridge of my nose. I'm going to use the SMOKEY mascara to put mascara on my bottom lashes. So let me do that. Okay, on the other side. I'm going to go in with my lip. So I'm going to use, well, since this is a fall look, actually I'm going to do a nude lip. Yeah. I'm going to go in with my lip liner. This is in the Juvia's Place and the shade Cola lip liner. Line my lips. And I'm gonna go in with my MAC and Nettie MAC lipstick, and this is in the shade Honey Love. Go in with that. It's a nice light natural nude. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite nude of all time is Night Moth. I mean, is Honey Love. I'm gonna go on top of that with the NYX lip butter, and this is in the shade Abu Dhabi. This is more of a neutral nude. Put that on top. And I'm gonna go over that with the lip bar, and this is in the shade Ringleader. This is like their lip gloss. Add shine to the look. I'm gonna go back in with the liner. I'm gonna use the Morphe lip liner in Trendsetter. Go back in to line the lips. A Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is the finished look. Absolutely love it. Perfect for the fall. Give you a little fall glam. So yes. So I'm gonna change and then show you the final look. All right, so here is the final look. I think it's really cute. Cute festive fall look that you can achieve. Not too crazy, not too difficult, I don't think. But yeah, absolutely love how it came out. So cute. You think I executed the look? What y'all think? What y'all think? But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video and going through the look with me. Let me know down in the comments below if you like the look, or if you'd like me to do more looks like this, or more seasonal looks, or more, you know, holiday based looks. Let me know whatever you would like me to do in the comments below. But yeah, let me know if you like the look. Is it given? I think it's given. Yes, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to your loved ones, to your friends, to your family, to make sure you're notified of the content. But yeah, thank you so much for rocking with your girl, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.